Good evening, YouTube. This is Sam, also known as Side Hustle Sam. I hope you're having a good day today, and I hope that you have had a good week so far. Today is Tuesday, and I am just taking a break from uh, getting home and from my day job. You know, I work during the day for the state of Alabama, but I'm taking a break. But I'm going to talk a little bit about Airbnb. A lot of my channel has focused on my eBay selling so far, but I want to give a little bit of time to Airbnb because I think it deserves it. One of the things I want to talk about with Airbnb is the term Superhost. A lot of people don't know what Superhost is if they don't run an Airbnb or don't have an Airbnb. But I will tell you that having the title Superhost means a lot to hosts, especially newer hosts. So I want to talk a bit about how being a superhost either helps you or, well, it's not going to hurt you for sure, but how much does it help you? Does it make or break you? Does being a superhost mean that you're going to succeed or mean that you're not going to fail? Let me tell you something about any kind of business that you're going to run. If you don't manage your financial part of it well, you're not going to do well. So let's talk a little bit about the financial part of it. So you're going to have expenses with running an Airbnb. Let's say you don't own the actual building. Say you're just doing what they call arbitrage, Airbnb arbitrage, which is where they go in and they rent somebody else's apartment, and they furnish the apartment and then they rent it out through Airbnb. Well, I would advise against this if you're considering it, because the expense of renting the Airbnb or renting the building apartment that you're going to be using is a pretty high cost. So you're going to have that expense, plus you're going to have the expense of the utilities, which includes water, garbage, electric. If you use gas, you'll have gas. If you have cable, you're going to need to pay for the cable and the internet service, and it gets pretty pricey after a while. But you have to manage your money when you're running an Airbnb. Me personally, I own all three of the Airbnbs are bought and paid for, so I don't have to make a payment. I don't have to make a mortgage payment. I don't have to make a rent payment or anything like that. So the only payments that I have that are associated with my Airbnbs is the utilities. Now the utilities, they're pretty high, but when you think about the amount of money that you can make running an Airbnb versus running a regular long-term rental, it doubles. And I'm not exaggerating. I'm going to put it right up here where this is my monthly totals for the month of April. So far in April, I have done extremely well, over $5,000 in income from the Airbnbs, and that's at about 65% occupation for the month. So that's great. That's a really good number for me. That's actually a record number for me. I have never gotten that high to this date until now. But the Airbnbs are doing very well. But the whole purpose of me making this video is to talk about what effect does Superhost have on your ability to make money with Airbnb. Having Superhost in itself doesn't really make a big difference in your revenue. I was a Superhost all year last year, and in January of this year, before I opened my third Airbnb, I lost my Superhost because I had a very nasty guest who was also a host herself, but she decided that she was going to write me a very low review and just be nasty. So she wrote me a review with 2s and 1s, and it just, it would devastate a host who has Superhost and is right on the edge of the 4.8 that's required to maintain Superhost. it will knock them down and cause them to lose their Superhost. So that's exactly what happened in January of this year. I lost my Superhost status. But as I go on with the B&Bs, with the Airbnbs, I'm realizing that having Superhost status isn't really what causes you to have a successful business. You can have a successful business by doing these things. These are the things that you need to know to run a successful Airbnb. First of all, you want to have a clean place. You want to make sure that you hire someone and pay them what they're worth to keep the place clean, so that the guests, when they are there, are not having to deal with issues where there are unsanitary conditions in the home. And if you're running an Airbnb and that's the case, then I would suggest that you get out of the business completely, because it's just not for you. If you have bugs, you need to spray regularly to make sure you don't have bugs in the home. You don't want roaches, you don't want rodents, you don't want any of that stuff showing up on your reviews, because if it does, it will definitely affect your business. I have seen it, not personally, but I have seen it happen to others where they have just totally lost their ability to have their Airbnb because of those things. You want to have pots, pans, dishes, silverware, all the things that you would have in any house. You want to have towels, you want to have washcloths, you want to have face towels, you want to keep a box of tissue, you want to have cable internet, and not just any internet. I mean, you want to have fast enough speeds that they can actually watch movies, streaming videos and stuff like that, so that they can utilize the internet. Because a lot of folks use these Airbnbs for travel, for work. So getting back to the question about, does Superhost status make or break you as a Airbnb owner? The answer is no. Is it nice to have? Yes, it is nice to have. It's nice to have that little badge underneath your picture on your listings. Is it required to be successful? Absolutely not. What's required to be successful is to run, and the other thing, I talked about the house being clean. I talked about having amenities like the TV, cable, internet, and all that. Of course, you're going to have a refrigerator, stove, the basics. You're going to have a comfortable bed. You're going to have clean linens. You're going to have clean washcloths and clean towels. But you're also going to offer your home at a price that is affordable. If you give affordable prices along with having a nice clean place that has amenities that you would have in your own home, then you're going to be successful, because people are going to come back, they're going to write positive reviews, and they're going to be happy that they stayed in your place. So these are the things that I would suggest that you do, and keep a good record of all of your expenses. This helps you know what your profits are, and that way, when you get to the end of the year and Airbnb says you made $50,000 or $80,000 for the year, then you can also let the IRS know that although you did make that much through Airbnb, there were expenses, there were cleaning fees, there was yard maintenance, there was purchasing of supplies and utilities and all of the other things that come along with that. And occasionally you'll have someone that damages something in the Airbnb and you'll have to fix it, or you'll have something break eventually. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the like button and make sure and subscribe. I am at 33 subscribers now. I am hoping that I can get some more subscribers and grow this YouTube channel, because it's just, in my opinion, it's a lot of fun just to be able to do this. And I'm actually testing out my new lighting system tonight, which I can use. I have a dual use for these lights, because I can use it to light myself when I'm doing these YouTube videos, but I can also use it to put proper lighting on merchandise when I'm listing it on eBay. So hope you guys are continue to have a great week, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.